the building.
Let's
go.
Live with the Wolfpack Roar!
Let's go. Let's go.
Y'all know what this is. Peace and blessings. It is your boy, Eli Rax, a.k.a. Vibes, and welcome to New York Revival, where it's not just sports, it's entertainment. And I'm here with my brothers, man. You guys know where they are. That's Mr. Glass Sad Full of Nets.
Speed of genius. Go, people. Let's go.
I love it. And of course, my brother with the big cojones. He's
got
amazing.
like a forklift going.
Yeah, right. He's amazing. Trailblazing humor god himself. El Jefe is in the building. And of course, shout out to you. Yes, you're the revivalist in the chat. Please hit that thumbs up, share, and subscribe. We do appreciate all the support, guys. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes, which the numbers are increasing like crazy. Like it looks like it's amazing over there, man. I think we just received a check from Spotify recently. It's nuts. It's nuts. Wasn't much, but it was something. All right?
Shout out to you guys. Hey, shout out to
Bubble
all
gum
this-
for everybody.
Listen,
Right. Bubble gum for everything.
Leave comments. It helps us grow over there. We're trying to grow everywhere, people. We're trying to get worldwide for you guys. So leave comments.
What are we sipping on tonight, Spee? Some cola? Captain
Jack
Cola?
Jack and Coke. Jack and
Jack
Coke.
like
Yes,
that.
sir.
That's a good one.
They make them pre-made now, so pretty cool.
How is the pre-made?
Actually pretty good, and
It's what you
I'm
want?
doing the zero sugar, so it's healthy.
Healthy. It's basically
Really?
healthy.
Are you serious? I need that. I need that in my
Actually,
life.
not a bad deal.
Put me on.
I'm
Put me
not gonna lie, it's not a bad deal. Jack
Put me
Daniels
on.
made it. Shout out to them. Great can.
Shout out to Jack Daniels. Guys, don't
Noted.
forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. We do appreciate all the support, guys. We have a special guest in the building coming on later on, Chris the Bisignano. But guys, I just want to talk about it now. I know we're supposed to dedicate Tuesday to Giants talk, which we will once Chris get on here. We got a bunch of questions for him about the trade and the state of the New York Giants. But the Jets has been making some moves on the other side of town, right? Not even the other side of town, literally next door, right? Or in the same building. So I just want to go over it. Sauce Gardner to the Colts. Then you got Quentin. What's his name?
Quentin Williams.
Quentin Williams goes over to who? Who's he? Who I forget.
He went to Dallas.
To Dallas, that's right. And he went to
Yeah.
freaking Dallas. It looks like the Jets are just
Freaking
rebuilding
Dallas.
this thing, man. Holy
Fire
cow,
sale.
they got a bunch of first round picks. So I just want to get y'all thoughts on it. Me and you were going back and forth a little bit, but
Yeah.
he was out the loop, man. I know he came back fresh from vacation. You guys are keeping him on vacation here.
Fresh is a strong word. It was a kid's trip, which is like you come back the opposite of refreshed, actually. But
Not fresh.
hey, I'm in the saddle anyway.
Yeah. So
Fire sale.
what do you think? So me personally, I'm gonna say my 2 cents here.
Yeah.
I think the Jets did the right move, and it was an unpopular move, right? It was an unpopular move. All the fans, you're basically waving the white flag. You're saying, hey, we're ripping this down to the studs here. We're ripping this down to the studs. We're giving up two of our best and youngest defenders and players on the team. But with the realization that they are so far away. They are so far away. They are not going to contend in the next 2 years, right? And that's really what like you pay these guys. You're gonna pay these guys for nothing over the next 2 years. So essentially what they did, they sold high. They sold high on Sauce. They got 2 first-round picks for him and Adonai Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell is an up-and-coming rookie who just never found his way with the Colts. Listen, he's a little bit of a hothead. He's got some drama things going on. But if he can get on track, that's a great young wide receiver for you pair up with Garrett Wilson, right? The 2 first-round picks, one in 2026, one in 2027. The Jets need a quarterback. What better way to load up and get a quarterback than load up with that ammo of first-round picks, second-round picks, and they got first and a second for Quentin Williams. They did some work, and I'll tell you what they have right now. It's loaded right now. They got in 2026. They have a first rounder of their own. They have a first rounder from Indy. They have a second rounder of their own. Second rounder from Dallas. 2027, 3 first-round picks, one of their own, Dallas and Indies. They're in 2027 draft. By all accounts, it's going to be one of the best in a long time. So this is their time now. They started the rebuild. It's officially started now. Good on them to realize that. Good on them to realize they are not going anywhere in the next 2 years. I respect it by Muji. And it's not going to be popular, but a lot of Jet fans I talked to today were okay with this. It's a smart move, in my opinion. What are your thoughts, E? Hef, what do you think?
Yeah, what you got?
Yeah, dude, I like it. They're making the tough decisions that you have to in a situation like that. They're obviously not winning this year. So they're like, how do we inject some youth, some how do we like look towards the future? How do we make a positive out of this shit season? And one of the ways you do it is you sell, right? You tank without tanking, and you go get your choice of quarterback in the next draft. You look ahead. If not, you could back up and acquire more picks. It gives you, a whole breadth of options moving forward. Yes. And it's kind of like exactly what they need. As long as they start making the right decisions moving forward. But they have obviously a quarterback issue. They have now depth to fill. They got holes to fill. They moved some of their best players, but they're looking towards the future, and it's bold, and that's why I like it, because you can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and expect things to change. You gotta make moves, and so I dig it. What do you think, E?
I'm be honest with you, man. I was coming over here to kind of go back and forth with you guys. I get how they're actually shaping their roster or their franchise at this point. But I gotta say this, man. If you're looking at next year for the Jets to get their quarterback, right now in the tankathon, according to them, they're number 3 as far as the overall pick, right? Yep. Tennessee is number 2. They have their quarterback already. So it's not like the Jets have to really fight to get to their quarterback at this point. So I don't think it was to me, I thought you want to build around a guy like Sauce Gardner and Quentin Williams, So I just thought you took your top 5 defense potential, and now you just blew the whole thing up just for a quarterback. I just don't see it. So, of course, the Jets now have to go younger. They still have to get a cornerback. They still have to get a D tackle, whatever the case is, to kind of fill some of those voids that are there. So tell me you're losing without telling me you're losing the next couple of years. I get it. I see it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's just like, man, you're really going to put your job at risk, because the GM, if they don't start winning or at least winning some more games next year, those guys are on the hot seat. They're going to speak to those guys.
This is year one, though.
True, but you're talking about next year, you still have to win these games. They still have to be competitive. The first year is kind of like a wash, so you get everything together. So
free.
This is the free. I get it, but they shut up. Rest in peace, Pest. But they still have to win these games. So if they trade all these players and it looks even worse, and you guys don't win anything, which is kind of trending that way a little bit, pick up the right draft picks, the Jets are just going to be in the hole as usual. So I just don't see, if it's for a quarterback, you kind of have your picking next year. So, I mean, I get you want to rebuild defense, but you kind of had that core there. Maybe you could have picked up some more offensive pieces or whatever the case was next year before you trade away good players you could have built around. But my opinion, man, I just don't, again, I see it. I see what they're trying to do. I just thought that they'll be a little bit smarter in picking, because, again, according to the tankathon, they're number 3, and the Titans don't need a quarterback.
But let me say this here real quick, because I know what you're saying about that has top 5 potential, that defense, but they were playing like a bottom 10 unit right now.
It's coaching.
They just are not, and they have these studs. So, like, what's the difference, I guess, if you get rid of them? Sauce Gardner has not matched the hype that he came out with his rookie year. He has not been that same player. And in my opinion, that trade was a great trade for the Jets. They sold him at high value. They sold him at what his peak was. So, good for them on that. The Quentin Williams thing, I get it. It's a little tough. They probably, could have got a little more. They probably could have kept him. But if you're accruing picks, if you're starting to rebuild, that's what you got to do. You got to make a tough move like that. And it's not just for the quarterback. They need everything. They need everything, that team. So,
are you surprised Dallas giving up first round picks for a player in a 3-5-1 season?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's Jerry Jones saying, I don't want to die without at least getting to the playoffs.
I don't think they're gonna make it. That's another
such a bad,
right there.
Yeah, that's a
you know what I'm saying? But
move,
guys, really quick, man. Of course, we went around the room and kind of broke that down. But guys, we got to talk some Giants football, and we have a very special guest in the building. Cue me up, please.
I got you.
Right now, he's looking down, guys. You don't see behind stage here. He's like, hold on, let me just get it together.
Let me check my notes.
You check the notes here.
Last minute homework. I'm nervous. These guys are big.
Guys, we have a special guest in the building. If you don't know, right now you know. This guy is huge and around the Giants locker room as we speak, talking to players, talking to coaches, talking to GMs most likely. Hey, probably shook hands with John Mara for all we know. I'm just saying, this guy's a big deal around the Giants community, guys. The Manja Podcast, the Giant Insider Podcast with Jerry Foley, my guy, my brother. Guys, the big dog is here. Chris the Biz Bisignano. Round of applause! Round of applause! Round of applause! Round of applause, my brother. What is going on with you, man? Listen, it's like you're home here, so we're running out of intro and ideas here, but hopefully it was good, bro. What's going on?
I try to adjust my thing here. What's going on, fellas?
What a beautiful background. If you build it, they will come. What's happening here?
Oh,
yeah.
That's
my Manja background and my window on the left. And
I like
I
it.
was looking down. I was looking for the weather. I was trying to see if I could get out and play 18 again. Anytime soon.
Baby.
I'd love to
Looks
get
like it's
one
going to be
more
60 degrees tomorrow. The 50. All right. Well, looks like pretty nice.
Get one in this weekend, man. I gotta get your last one potentially of the year, so you gotta get it in now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So we'll see, brother. What's going on, fellas?
Hanging in there.
Thanks for coming.
Oh,
We
tell us.
you.
If we were Jets, the Jets podcast.
Yeah.
We a lot to talk about, huh?
What do you think about the trades,
Yeah,
Chris?
really quick.
Tell us. What are your thoughts?
Look, I kind of like it, man. I mean, they're really not going anywhere, and I mean, 5 number 1 picks, a couple of 2s, and boy, if they draft 60% right,
Yeah,
they're gonna have a pretty good football team.
Yeah,
gotta hit.
And I know a lot of people out there, they're gonna have like 3 number 1s in 2027, right? Is that what they're saying? And
Yeah.
what I'm reading, and I know already people are like, oh, that's gonna be a powerful draft. The Jets, well, I mean, let's pump the brakes. We don't know what's gonna happen to you. I remember everybody saying that this draft class coming out, quarterback draft class coming out, was supposed to be incredible. And there isn't one prospect coming out that everybody likes. So
even the night of the draft, you're still trying to make sense of what these guys will become, and you never know for years. Yeah. So I think it's a little crazy to be talking like that, but sometimes you can predict quarterbacks.
The Jets basically told the fan base, we're rebuilding. It's going to take us 2-3 years before we hopefully make a run, and they still have to get a quarterback, but they're going to have the capital to do it. So now when they have to draft a quarterback, maybe in 2 years, obviously, probably in 2 years. And who knows what Arch Manning, if he has a good senior year, he might be the number 1 guy coming out. But if the team in front of them or the teams in front of them don't need a quarterback, they'll have the capital to go up and get their guy. So we'll see how but it is the Jets, so something will go wrong.
Exactly. Exactly.
But hey, listen, did it shock me? Sauce? Quentin Williams really didn't surprise it that much. I've heard since September that the Jets maybe were thinking about moving on from him. He wasn't too happy with the rebuild. He wasn't too happy with the coach change. He wasn't too happy with what's going on. He's got some time in the league now, but Sauce definitely shocked me. Sauce, that shocked me. I was surprised by that.
But with that offer, it's an offer you can't refuse if you're the the Jets.
Hey, look, hey fellas, look, I'll tell you right now, the Jalen Waddle thing, okay?
Yeah.
Look, Miami wasn't looking to move him, and they wanted. Shane did his diligence. They checked in. But Miami was looking for a ridiculous package. They were looking for a 1. They were looking for a couple more high draft picks. Not a 1, but they were looking for 2s and 3s. And teams were like, come on, guys, you kidding me? Not to mention, they're a mess right now. They don't have a GM, so everything's going up. They have to run up and they have to check it with Stephen Ross. Ross is going back down the hill to make sure everything's running. It's a mess dealing with them right now.
Yeah.
But that was their way of saying, no, we don't want to move Waddle, but if some team comes in with a ridiculous offer, we might do it. That's all it was with Waddle. I know there's a lot of reporting out there to look at him. They weren't looking to move him, but teams checked and they said, okay, well, this is what we want. And teams were like, take a walk. You know what I mean? So So
He's not a wide receiver one.
And it's funny because I definitely want to say this because that's one of the questions that we have. A lot of Giants fans were saying, "Hey, the Giants aren't making any moves. They didn't make any moves. Was there anything?" And you said that they reached out to Waddle, but was there any other potential targets for the Giants to help Jackson Dart or this defense at this point?
Yeah, they tried Brian Thomas too of Jacksonville, and Jacksonville says, "No, we're not moving him."
Neighbors would have loved that reunited. He would have loved that.
So they checked in. Shane was working the phones. He was checking in, but it wasn't easy. The teams wanted a lot and a lot of things, and it didn't work out. But look, guys. People could criticize Shane, and there's a lot to criticize with drafts and how this team has been the last few years. But I see people, sitting there saying, "Oh, look, Shane did nothing." He was trying. That's all I can say. But you could criticize the results, but he was trying, working the phones, and nothing progressed today.
Yeah, you don't want him to overpay for anything. And, we have expected change coming at the end of the season one way or another. So you don't want to, leverage future assets and bring in players that you don't know what that coach is going to think about those players if, if they decide to make moves like that. So I understand. It was kind of like we're 2-7 for the third year in a row. We're not sellers. We're not buyers. We're good. It's like we're not doing anything. Eagles never stop moving.
Yeah.
And I say this, and I asked this too, right? Because it's funny, just to segue a little bit there, Hef. But a lot of Giants fans are kind of like, calling for these guys' jobs when it comes to Joe Schoen or Brian Daboll. Now, the rumor has it is that these guys are coming in as a package deal, so they'll probably leave as a package deal. But also there's a one leak saying, hey, it could be Daboll on the chopping block at this point. So are you hearing?
It's not a package deal.
Okay.
It's not a package deal.
Well, I say, what are you hearing?
But Dable's in trouble. Okay, we know that. I mean, he's got 8 games. The feeling that I'm getting is that Brian's in trouble. Dable's in trouble. The only way he could really turn this around is if they win some games down the stretch here. There has to be a couple of games, guys, where they were underdogs, and you say after the game, man, Daboll outcoached those guys. He's going to need a few games where you go in where you don't expect to win and win, like in a couple of weeks against maybe the Packers at home. How about
the Eagles game?
How about what?
Like the Eagles game, like they did in the Eagles game, like they did the Chargers game.
How about going up to Foxborough in December, where New England might be 7-4, whatever it might be, and 8-3, whatever it might be, and upset them and say, you know what, man, Daboll and they outcoached Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels.
All right,
they're going to need that. Daboll's going to need that. I don't see that happening. I think Daboll's in big trouble. He's basically coaching for his job the last 8 games. But here's the thing, fellas. I can tell you this: the Giants are 2-7, as we all know. But there's a lot of people in 1925 Giants draft that don't feel this is a 2-7 roster.
Yeah, boy.
Okay. Now there's no delusions of grandeur saying, "Oh, we think we're a playoff team. We should be 6. What are we in? 9 games in? We should be 8-1, or we should be 7." Right. Nobody's saying that. But I can tell you this: a lot of people feel this is not a 2-7. A lot of people feel. What was that?
Someone listening.
That's the fan.
Just jumped off the roof. I think.
Okay. I don't know what the hell I was. So as you can imagine, a lot of people feel this is not a 30th ranked, 28th ranked defense too.
Shouldn't be. You're right.
Ooh. All right.
That feels more accurate. Yes.
Look, the Dallas game, the Denver game, that Denver game where they lost where they were winning 26-8, and Denver wins that game with over 8 minutes left, 33 points in the fourth. We all know how it ended. That could have sealed Daboll's fate.
Yeah.
He has to rebound from that. They haven't. They come out against a San Francisco team, and my video's a little jumpy.
You were a little bit.
Your audio is perfect.
Okay. Yeah,
video's
everything else is good.
I'm sorry. Maybe it was just my hand hitting the thing. Okay, am I good now?
It's better.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so that Denver game, like I said, and then they come out you play a San Francisco team that back in September wasn't in your weight class. But what happens, fellas? Well, they lose Nick Bosa. They lose Fred Warner. Mac Jones is the backup. Brandon Ayuk hasn't played a snap. So they're in their weight class going into this game. Okay? And they get whipped at home. Half the buildings are 49. Guys, I have never seen MetLife like that. And now I've been to numerous Eagles games. I've seen the Packers come in. I've seen the Steelers come in. They all travel well with their fans. I have never seen that building literally was half 49er fans Sunday.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It was insane. And it's like the Pack. What's the Packers going to look like in 2 weeks?
And it's early November.
Right.
So December.
When you're playing a team in your weight class because of their injuries and you get whipped up and out-coached, okay, I mean, it's not a good look. So Brian Daboll is in trouble. There's no question about it. You could just feel it. Like I said, guys, the feeling in that building is that this is not a 2-7 team. They should be better than that. A lot of people are like, what the hell are we doing defensively? Why weren't we more aggressive against Mac Jones? What kind of schemes do we have out here? What are we doing on offense? All that stuff is going on. So it's not good. It's not good. I expect changes down the road.
And that leads me to my other question here, if you don't mind, Biz. Because, Daboll's pretty much committed here to Shane Bowen, saying he's not going to get rid of him or whatever the case is part of the season. But just want to know, being around the players inside that locker room, do you feel like the players are committed? Because some may argue, as far as Giants fans, like the Deonte Banks of the world, just doesn't give enough effort, or certain other players don't give enough effort. So you feel like they committed to Shane Bowen and that defense? Because it doesn't look like they execute properly or tackle well when it comes to his defensive scheme.
I think they like Shane, but I think a lot of people question his game plans.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people question his game plans. They'll never really admit it to us, but you could a lot of times you could ask questions. You get guys on the side, and just the way they answer you could tell.
Yep.
It was like, you remember a couple years ago was the veteran safety they had. I was talking about Kadarius Toney. Oh, hey, remember Antoine Bethea, guys? We had him a couple years ago, the veteran.
Oh yeah.
And I remember talking to him about Kadarius Toney and about his immaturity. And he just looked at me, rolled his eyes, like, "Oh, this kid's a clown. Like this kid's a clown." And you could talk to some guys on defense, and you could, if you're smart about it, you get some answers. And the way they answer, I just think Shane Bowen, his schemes, his game day decisions, a lot of people question. And I think it's going to get any worse. Like, for instance, last Sunday, Mac Jones, he has the lowest quarterback rating in the league against pressure. In the league. So what does Shane Bowen decide to do? He has the lowest blitz rate of any game this season. He blitzed 3 times, 6%.
I don't get that.
Because I can tell you, I'll tell you right now why. Hefe, I'll tell you right now.
Secondary.
Right, because he was terrified because they were down in the secondary. They're down to guys like Corey Black. Tay Banks couldn't cover me if I had a piano on my back. Okay. and he was scared. But you can't coach scared, fellas.
Exactly.
No.
Not to mention you were 2-6 and you were already losing. Turn up the heat, man. You're gonna lose.
You let up the season high for the 49ers. Like with Mac Jones, like go down swinging at least if you're gonna let up that many points.
I mean, one thing about Wink Martindale when he was here, when he was in Baltimore, like a lot of times you could question Wink because he was so aggressive. You're like, Wink, what are you doing? You're sending zero blitz and you got nobody. You got second stringers in the back end, but he went down swing like he's gonna try to get the quarterback no matter what, right? Yeah. And it's times like I'm looking Sunday, I'm like, and Shane, what are you doing? Like you're not getting there with the front foot, and guys are just not getting there. I mean, besides Brian Burns, what happened Sunday? Dex, Abdul, Thibodeaux, nobody was getting there. And then not to mention Mac Jones, they had a quick get out of his hands a lot. But there was other times where Mac's looking left, but looking right, and nobody was getting there. So, dude, you got to force the issue. You can't just coach scared. Played a lot of cover 3. From what I understand, a lot of people around Giants Lane were like, what the F kind of game plan was that? Are you kidding me? You just sat back and blitzed 3 times. Nobody was getting in the front 4. It was embarrassing,
So I think it's fair to say though, like Shane Bowen is, and Brian Daboll has done a lot of bad on his own, but Shane Bowen is personally costing Brian Daboll his job. Why are they not? He's a perfect scapegoat. He's not a scapegoat because he's earned a firing at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He's let up, I think, 85 points in the last 9 quarters, whatever, like 800 plus yards. The numbers are there. They're astronomical. Why are they waiting? What's the point at this point? Why not try something else? Or is it like they're waving the white flag and they don't care? It seems like they don't care at this point to us fans.
Yeah, a lot of teams don't like to change quarters in the middle of the season. I don't know. Daboll hired him. He's going to write it out with them, I guess. Plus, you got to remember this. You got to remember this too, fellas. Right? Like when if they fired Bowen, say after the Denver game, and then the defense is still horrible, everybody starts pointing fingers at Daboll now, right?
That's it.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
he's waiting to use his shield.
And Daboll doesn't like fingers pointed at him. I can tell you that, fellas. So
not to mention, the defense is what it is right now. You're in the middle of a season, so if you fire the guy that set it all up, it's not like the defense can drastically look. Your talent is the same. You're going to call a couple more blitzes probably.
Right.
But again, Daboll's not a fool in that sense. He's trying to survive. So it makes sense.
And guys, listen. And I'm sorry that I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Finish your point.
No, listen, guys. And Bowen, it is what it is. He hasn't been a good game day. Scheme defensive coordinator. Not a good feel at times. A lot of wrong calls at the wrong times. But guys, this also not a good defense. They're not good players too. Okay, Darius Murisau is not a starting linebacker in this league. Bobby Okereke is not the same player. Guys, I look at the film. The film doesn't lie. One of the reasons why they don't stop the run is guys don't get off effing blocks, man. Okay? Tyler Nubin, half the game, I don't know what the F he's doing out there, okay? Dane Belton, for all his weaknesses, at least the kid comes up and puts a hat on you, okay?
Yeah.
But the bottom line is this, too. Like Corey Black, I'll give you an example. Corey Black guy, they signed off the Jets practice squad, the Giant draft pick. Giants wanted him back. Corey told me, Shane told him, like, we're going to try to get you back the first opportunity. They did, right? He's a 7th round pick. So the other day, McCaffrey comes out of the flat. They give him a little swing pass out of the flat. He goes 39 yards. Remember?
Yep.
Well, guys, that doesn't happen if Corey Black just handles his responsibility. Corey Black was right there, but for some reason, he's following a receiver. I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Kendrick.
Yeah, they both, 2 guys went receiving. Yeah.
Right. And he's just going with the receiver. And he's leaving the flat. Why? And everybody I've talked to numerous people on Monday about this, and everybody's looking at the film like, what are you doing? What are you doing? and like the first play that Christian caught McCaffrey, great scheme by Kyle Shanahan. The Giants knew that as soon as they lined up 3 on the left-hand side, Bobby told me this. He told me this. We knew the play was coming. Oh, we just didn't get off there. I didn't get out there. I should have known better. I got to fight better to get off the – because, Shanahan designs 3 guys to create traffic, kind of picks, especially Bobby. And Christian gets free, right, in the end zone. And Bobby couldn't get off, but the point I'm saying is that, yes, Shane Bowen is not going to be back in 2026. We know that, right, guys? But it's not just him. These guys are not good. And they're not good.
It's funny you say that because I'm looking at the chat and they're lighting up saying, man, how the heck can Joe Schoen be safe at this point, right? When you look at the poor roster as far as him drafting, all the people that are here that are not contributing, how is Joe Schoen not on the hot seat? Because, guys, I think Biz answered this earlier.
Yeah, look, we don't know that yet, Eli.
Okay.
We'll see. Now, if one survives, I would bet my house it'll be Joe Schoen. But, it's a couple of different things in this, guys, right? When you fire the general manager, now you have to change the whole scouting department. You have to change this. You have to change the personnel department and all that stuff. It's a big upheaval.
Yeah.
John Mara, I don't know if John Mara and Tisch want to do that. Okay, I think I'm getting the feeling that a lot of people feel that Joe's brought talent in, and these guys are just not coaching them up. We should not be this bad. Now, that being said, Joe Schoen has missed on number 1 picks. You cannot be missing on these number 1 picks. Tate Banks, Evan Neals. Thibodeaux is just a pretty good player, but he's a 5th overall pick. He should be an impact player. Abdul Carter, 3rd overall pick. Well, we're looking at him and we're saying, okay, pretty good at times. But guys, has he made an impact in year 1?
Not
Nope.
we're expecting.
There's only so much we can keep saying, well, you know what?
Yeah.
He ran a twist and freed up this guy and this.
No.
Guys, you got to make plays.
At some
Now-
point, you got to make plays. Yeah.
Right? You got to make plays. All right. Now, last week, 39 snaps. His snaps decreased last game.
Yeah, I saw that. What is
Now,
that?
Well, what is that? Is that I don't know. Is he showing laziness at practice? When you look at the film, is there some plays maybe he's taking off?
There was a couple of runs he did not give full effort.
Yeah.
on. Yeah, I saw that.
Guys, I'm going to tell you guys because you guys are friends of mine. I'll tell your audience this. You don't know what goes on behind the scenes. You don't know how guys practice from Wednesday to Friday. Okay? So a lot of times when you see things, people react, oh, what the F, what the F, fucking good, you know, all that. But a lot of times things go on behind the scenes. You know, and Abdul Carter is a kid that's not making an impact. Is he playing okay? Yeah, at times. But guys, I've looked at the film a few times, and there's sometimes he's not exactly 100% busting his ass on snaps too. Okay? Now, he's been good at times. And I think the kid has a future. Definitely, right? We believe the kid definitely has a big time future.
Yeah.
But it's now game 10. 10 coming up. And has he made an impact?
No. Sucks, but no.
Shots fired on that. I agree. I have to agree. I can't disagree with you, Biz, because it's only a matter of time. You can't keep saying, well, he was almost there. He was almost there. Oh, he freed this one up.
And he hasn't even been almost there in weeks now.
You're right.
I know.
Oh my goodness. And you know what? And it leads me to this other question here, Biz, because Carl Banks caught one heck of a slack for it for getting on this guy. But Dexter Lawrence, man, when you look at the year he's having, do you think it's a scheme thing, or you just think Dexter Lawrence is having a down year at this point?
He's not winning his battles, fellas. He's not winning. Now, he's getting
the elbow.
It's not the elbow. He even came out and said the other day, he's not the elbow. He says, my elbow's fine. Guys, he's just not winning the battles. Now, is he playing bad? No, but he's not playing Dex-like. He's not even near Dex-like.
Because he's always been doubled. He's always gotten attention.
Hey, got a Hefe. I remember against the Jets a couple years ago, he was tripled at times. He was blowing them up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, the great ones get doubled, and they still look at Vita Vea in Tampa Bay. He's doubled like same amount of times Dex. He's blowing up plays like Dex used to.
Yep.
So you know, what Carl was saying, like, look, would I ever use different words? And me and Carl talked about this, and he doubles down on it. He goes, I don't care, Biz. Those are the words I meant. He told me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't.
Okay.
I respect that he stuck with it.
Look, I said to Carl, look, me and Carl, it was funny, man. Me and Carl, that day, he called me. He knew what was going on at the press, and we talked on the way when I was on the way home. And I said, dude, I don't know if I would have used that respect word, but he goes, Biz, I meant what I said. I'm not backing down from it. I'm like, okay, you're a grown man. You're all man in my eyes, bro. You said, I'm just saying I wouldn't have used those words. Obviously, Dex didn't like those words, but hey, God bless you, brother. That's what you want to use. You're a grown man. You use whatever hell. So what he was saying is that, hey, people are now single blocking you, bro. They're not, what Carl meant is like, dude, they're not afraid of you anymore. So you make them afraid. Make them afraid again. That's what Carl meant. Make them afraid again. Because I watch these plays, fellas, and is he being doubled just as much as years past? Maybe it's down. It's down like about 60-something%. It's down a little bit. He's getting doubled a lot, but he's not winning them. And then when he's singled, okay, he's not winning them either.
That's the scary part.
The numbers don't lie, man. I mean, is he having some push sometimes? Yeah. So the fact is that Dex can get pissed off all he wants. He's not having a Dex year. He's not winning the battles of guys. He faced 2 backup centers in consecutive weeks.
Yeah,
And non-existent.
they couldn't win.
I
And
remember
even
he used to
Henry-
run over Quentin Nelson. I
Right.
remember seeing
Yeah.
like
So
This is
he's just
crazy.
look. He's not being Dex-like. He's not having Dex. Yeah, and I was, I was hoping the last 8-9 games. Okay, like even I came to his defense. I was like, all right, guys, Chris Jones is not having a Chris Jones yet. Yeah, he's been pretty better. He's been better last.
Yeah.
Let's see what Dex does last. Everybody pump the brake. Let's see if he dominates the next night. Well, last week he was kind of invisible.
Well,
Let's
that's
see what he
the
does
thing.
the last 8 games.
I thought that call out by Carl Banks, I think, was a little bit of a let's light a fire under Dex. I think he truly does love Dex, and that
Yeah, he
was
does. He does.
that
He
was
respects
the-
him a lot. Yeah.
that was the light the fire game under. That's what you got to show for it after being called out publicly by your Hall of Fame guy. That's the performance you put on. That's what scares me. It's like now it's like, okay, either he's hurt or this is an effort thing. And that's your
He's
leader.
not hurt.
If you're
He's not hurt.
yeah,
Tell
so
him. He's not hurt.
if your leader's putting on that kind of effort, not shedding blocks, you see it on tape. He's not getting off blocks anymore, and that's what your leader's putting on tape. How is Tay Banks going to follow? How is this guy going to follow? How are the people behind you going to follow? I'm not saying Tay Banks can be saved at this point. I'm saying Dex should be setting the standard, and he's not setting it for the defense right now. The only person doing it is Burns out there. There's only KT to a certain extent, but Burns is leaving it all out in the field, and Dex should be doing that too. And it's a shame that we're not getting it. And you see Dart every play, man. Dart is leading that offense. He's giving it all on that side. I thought that would like matriculate down to the rest of the locker room, and it hasn't. Not everybody's giving a shit. And that's the biggest problem here.
You know what's amazing, fellas? You know what's amazing? You know who the leader of this team is? It's Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
He's 6 games in his career, and
Great.
he's rallying these guys. He's trying his best, and that includes the defense guys. He goes to the defensive players.
Mhm.
He's had a meeting with the team saying, guys, we need more. We need more every week. Okay? He's the leader of this team. I mean, I know I love Jackson. You guys, I'm sure, love Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but a rookie with 6 games in should not be the leader of this defense, of this team yet. Okay?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are we talking about?
Biz,
So-
that's
There's
actually
a lot.
what I wanted to bring up because we say there's people inside the building that believe Joe Schoen has got enough talent in that building. But in terms of the actual guys you've got and like the captains that they've got, and when we say that some of them aren't good enough, and then you just see effort, straight out effort plays that guys aren't making. So Dexter Lawrence, who's been a captain for a while now, and if something's going on with him and he's just not winning anymore, we hope it's not the end of his prime and all of that. But like, where is the accountability of
that's the problem?
These kind of guys getting in their face and saying that's not okay. Like Tay Banks, the shit and the body language that we've seen from this kid this year is embarrassing to have in a Giants uniform. Darius Slayton, another captain who can't make a big play for his life. Granted, the one penalty I'll give him a pass on that bullshit pass interference call. He made that play, but he's dropped some huge ones, game impacting plays. And it's like, that's a leader. That's a captain in the room. And you've got guys like that just letting you down. Russell Wilson is another captain, not on the field. Bobby Okereke, another guy you said who's not impactful.
They have no dogs.
They got nobody to give them an identity or like pick them up off the ground and say, that's not how we do things here. That's not how we do business here.
And the best part is that the kid with 6 games in, he's trying to do that.
Yeah, he is. You're right.
Like Jackson's the one that's trying to do that.
Yep, him and Scatterbo were like, at least from our seat, we're the emotional leaders of this team immediately.
Right.
Insane.
But and then you talk about accountability.
Yeah.
Well, I blame Brian Daboll for that, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you.
I mean, Tay Banks, we saw a couple years ago, last year, he checks out business decisions on the field. He doesn't get benched. And then after like the 3rd or 4th violation, they finally said, all right, sit him out. No. The first time.
Yep.
First time. Okay? Couple of guys show up. A couple of guys are late to meetings. What are we doing? I mean, so Brian Daboll is going to lose his job for a lot of different reasons, man. One, like you just said, his defensive coordinator is going to get him fired. Right. And number 2, accountability, fellas. These guys, when guys, the film doesn't lie. When you see guys checking out, you see Tate Banks with that tackle on Brian Robinson last week. Like, what the hell was that? And then he's right out there, again. And then they finally take him off for the new guy, the guy they traded for, Converse. But guys, you know what? You want to send a message? Cut his ass right after the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
How many opportunities does this guy have?
Yeah, you can't trade him. So cut his ass.
Cut
I'd rather get a young, hungry guy who's going to put his body on the line than that shit. I'm tired of that.
I mean, you look at Mike Vrabel up in Foxborough, right? Since August, he's been looking to get rid of Kyle Duga, right? The safety. Kyle's a good player. Kyle's a good freaking player, but he showed up late. He didn't like his attitude. Mike didn't feel he was part of the program. So Mike was looking to move on. He already told me he gave the job to Hawkins and Woods, the two safeties over him. And what did he do? They traded him the other day to the Steelers. Got him out of the building. He got him out of the building. He wasn't. Mike Vrabel felt, you know what? He's not part of what we want to do here. And he's a good player, but F that. Yeah. I'm launching him. I'm getting rid of him. He's not part of it. So Brian Daboll, unfortunately, in my opinion, just doesn't hold guys accountable, man, with guys that should be. And it's burning him in the ass. It really is. It's burning him, man. You know what I mean? With guys who have checked out business decisions. I'm not saying everybody, I'm not saying they're not playing hard, but there's been times, and we've seen it where, what are you doing, Daves? Sit this guy down. Or I don't care. Or whatever you got. Or get him out of it. Or make a surprise. You want to get everybody's attention, but I think he's just too late for this now. I'm talking about the last few years.
Right.
You want to get guys' attention? Get a surprise cut in there. Let him come back to work. Let him come back to work Wednesday morning after Tuesday off and go, hey, where's Eli? What happened to Eli? yo, man. Yo, they cut his ass yesterday. What? For what? I don't know. Coaches cut him. You'd be surprised how that gets people's attention.
Yeah. Like, oh shit, I don't want to get cut.
Yeah. The players coach thing only works when you're winning. When you're 2-7 every year, and everybody, it's a party, it's a lounge. There's no accountability. 2-7 every year, you can't be the players coach. That doesn't work, man. They're stepping all over you.
Totally agree. And guys, really quick, man. Okay, I'm sorry, Chris. One thing. Shout out to
I'm sorry, Getty. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, bro. Shout out to the the 618 people who are watching. But let's get to this really quick.
Holy shit, a super chat.
All right, let's catch up, man, to the couple of people that's in there, brother.
All right, Big E. If Mr. Mara doesn't fire Daboll and Schoen after this season, I will lead the insurrection at MetLife this January. # save Dart. I will say Dart's, came in firing. He won 2 big games against the Chargers, against the Eagles, on top of the world. And now he's getting like a glimpse of like maybe what some people said, like, oh, the Giants. Like, he's now seeing there's a disease of losing going on here, and you can see him like he's hurt by it. A lot of these guys are winners, and they, once you just get so freaking used to losing, it eats you alive. And like, I don't want to see that happen to Dart. I want to see.
I'm gonna clear up something right now with you guys.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of people have asked me this, and they're like, "Oh, I think the loser's getting to Jackson." Guys, I'm around this kid. This is his mentality. It's not getting him down. His mentality is, I am going to do everything in my power every friggin' day to turn this around. Good. I'm going to do everything. I don't care if I got to run through 4 linebackers at once. I got to run through a brick wall. I got to do this. I got to yell at this guy. I am going to turn this around. That's the kid's mentality. I know he comes up to the presser after games and he's down and out, right? Not to mention he's exhausted because he's taking way too many hits. All right? I don't know if you guys saw the presser the other day after the 49er game. He was exhausted. He comes up, he's like this. Okay. And I asked him right off the gate, I said, how you feeling, bro? I mean, you took a lot of hits, man. He's like, yeah, I did. But I'm all right.
Yeah.
Listen, and he's answering questions like that. Yeah, we got to be better. I know a lot of people looked at the body language and were like, oh, my God, the losing's getting to him already. He's already down and out. Guys, he's not down and out as far as that goes.
That's good.
Jackson Dart, okay, like I reported back in July from day 1 of camp, he went into that camp saying, I'm going to win this job. I don't give a shit where I am on the depth chart. I'm winning this job. Okay? All right? His mentality is, I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to win. I'm going to turn this franchise around. That's his mentality. It's not like he's sitting there going into work this week tomorrow, first practice back this week, and going, oh man, I don't know if I could take that. I don't know if I want to be here. We're losing. I can't take this. I'm not used to this. Ole Miss, we won every damn game practically. Oh, blah, 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 blah. No, that is not his mentality. I'm telling you.
Good to hear.
Don't be worried about that part of it.
And he's answering the questions right too. Like even he got grilled on the, hey, you're going to save Daboll's job, and he answered that perfectly in my opinion. He said, listen, I'm focused on my job here. I'm focused on the short term. I can't be worrying about everything else. That's above me. And he just answered it in a perfect way. And that's when I was like, this guy gets it. He just gets it. And he's locked in all the time. And the guy's a warrior. And like our boy Dash just said, we need 51 more of those guys out there, giving as much effort as Jackson Dart is. And man, I can't wait to get Cam Skadoo back because he's another one of them dudes.
I got to ask you guys. I got to ask you guys this too, man, because I'm sitting in the booth Sunday afternoon going, what are we doing? Like, let me ask you this.
Like with our lives?
We signed Ray McLeod off. We signed him to the practice squad. He gets elevated. Not little Jordan Humphrey for some unknown reason, who I felt deserved to be signed to the 53. Okay. Once again, game day personnel decisions, very questionable. Okay.
Always. Yep.
So Ray McLeod gets elevated. I don't think I ever seen a guy elevated and then play practically every damn snap at wide receiver. And then he's targeted one time.
Yeah, he didn't get
okay.
Yeah. Why?
Then number two, I want to run this by you guys.
Insane.
Okay. Over the summer, and you guys were at the training camp practices. Maybe you saw this. I don't know how many times you guys were there, but anyway, you guys were there. Jackson Dart and Gunner had a nice connection going in training camp.
Eli's been saying it.
He had an okay, Eli, Staten Island brothers, thinking alike.
Of course,
all right.
Of course.
So I'm saying to myself, at what point are we going to try to see if these guys could get a connection going during a game? At any point?
Like, when it could benefit us. Yeah.
But no, you know why? The stupid mentality, right? He returns kicks and punts, so we can't take the chance of him wearing down and running 25 routes during a game. Ooh, can't do that.
And then he scores a touchdown this week.
Right?
Then he scores.
And then we see a touchdown Sunday, and I know the Niners played soft and all that crap, but still, we see the connection Sunday afternoon. And I'm saying to myself, how do you not check this out? Look at this 5 games ago, 6 games ago. Now you're looking at it. Now you're checking this out. And I actually, I'll tell you the mentality. That's the mentality. Oh, no, he's returning kickoffs and punts. We can't wear him down. Right? Because I asked Jalen Hyde at his locker
the 5
Sunday.
Plays.
Yeah. I asked Jalen Hyde, and I said, hey, Jalen, did you return? I don't remember you returning kickoffs in Tennessee. Did you return? No, I haven't returned a kickoff since high school. Oh, okay. God. So how did this come about? How did they approach it? Was this something they've been working with you the last few weeks? How did they approach? No, they came up to me this week and said, "Hey, Jalen, we might need you returning kicks because
this is crazy.
Because Devin's going to get a lot more snaps, a lot more touches. So in other words, they didn't want Devin returning kickoffs because he's going to get, touches because Scat's out now. So I'm saying to myself, this is crazy. This is what I'm talking about, like personnel decisions. Like, guys, like I'm looking at training camp and regular season is 2 different animals, but how can we not look at Gunner Dart connection in the last 6 games, Gunner Dart, just to see if they got something going during the regular season games?
Yep.
Well, now watch this, fellas. Watch this. Now they had that touchdown Sunday. Now watch. It wouldn't surprise me if Gunner starts getting snaps now against the Bears, but it's too
late.
Late for that shit, fellas.
Yeah.
The season's over.
Yeah.
Coaching.
You're right,
There's a
man.
difference between Kyle Shanahan's and the Brian Daboll's, right?
Agreed. And I've been saying this since preseason. I was like, man, Gunner has a shot to actually be on as like a starting wide receiver here because I thought he was playing very well in the preseason. So I was really for him during that time. And I remember Giants fans telling me on X, it's too soon. You can't say that. Oh, Darius Slayton. And now they're seeing that, especially after Gunner scored that touchdown. Yes, again, soft defense. I get it. But Gunner could play wide receiver. They should have did this moons ago when I said it. And now everybody agrees with me when I was like, man, I told you from preseason, Gunner was that guy to have that connection with Jackson Dart when he comes in here. And now it's egg on everybody's faces, and it's too little too late. And now I'm upset seeing this. And you know what, Chris? know what you just lit a fire under me? like, because before I was saying to people, I gotta wait till the end of the season to see if Brian Daboll can survive. I want to see a couple more games. I'm not sure if I'm out on him just yet. I'm telling you right now, since especially this last game, even more, I'm out on freaking Brian Daboll. Like with the kicker situation, with Gunner, even with what's that guy, Humphreys, a bunch of people. When you go, you head scratcher why they're not in here, and you see the incompetence that coaching has, and especially if you see Gunner next week, like you said, Chris. Oh my God, if I see that next week, Brian Daboll needs to be fired now. At this point, give it to Kafka, see what he can do. Maybe he can help himself in the league, be better or as a head coach finally. But give it to him. Like, he needs to be escorted out at this point. Brian Daboll's not head coach material, period. That 1 year was a fluke, I guess. You know what I mean? But it's time for him to go, man. It just upset me. You're waiting this long.
I got a quick question for Biz here. The expectation, at least as of right now, things can change. The expectation is Joe Schoen is back. Daboll's gone. Shane Bowen's gone. What do you think about Mike Kafka as of right now?
As getting an interview? Oh, I'm sure he would get an interview.
Do you think he gets a job elsewhere? Do you think they try to keep him?
Oh, there's a good chance he could be a head coach, depending on how many. Usually, he's always about 5-6 openings every year.
Yep.
Well, the thing about Mike Kafka is, I don't know if you remember this, guys. 2 years ago, when he interviewed for Seattle, they brought him back. They were close to hiring him.
Yeah.
Mike Kafka, there's two Mike Kafkas. The one we see, and he's a gentleman, Mike. He really is. He's a really good dude. But he's a fiery guy behind the scenes. Trust me, I'm telling you. You wouldn't know it, but he is. But two, he interviews very well. He's very prepared, okay? And he's very impressive when he walks in an interview. Guys, he walked in that interview room 2 years. I know this for a fact. He walked in an interview room 2 years ago in Seattle, and it was basically like an interview, like, this dude has no chance of it, but let's get him in the building. He walked out of the first interview. Seattle brought him back. He almost got that job 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So what I understand, he's very impressive, okay? I'm not saying he's going to be a good head coach, but if Daboll does get fired and Joe Schoen does stick around, which it's possible, okay? I'm not saying that's definite. I'm just saying there's more of a probability of Schoen staying, with Daboll going. I would definitely assume Mike gets an interview. Kafka gets an interview for that job, but we'll see, man. We'll see.
Biz, let's play a quick game here because before you go, in case anybody has any other questions, but I just want to ask you this, man. You're John Mara, all right? You're the owner of the New York Giants. The season is over, all right?
A lot of people right, I'm not the owner of the New York Giants.
So let's play that game a little bit. The season's over. What would you do as John Mara, Biz, as far as roster, coaching? Let's just go.
I blow it all up.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
Oh, that clapping?
That's the applause. Yeah.
I thought that was great. I thought that was the beginning of Riders on a Storm for a second. I was like,
Riders on the Storm.
I don't know. Does Spiro know that, Hefe? I don't know.
I know that one.
About. I know you do.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
So
that's
hey, look. I got to be honest with you. I would blow it up because you know what, fellas, you can't miss all these number one picks. And then a lot of these other guys. Look, you moved up and took a Tay Banks, and he's been a disaster. You moved up for Jalen Hyatt's, right? All this stuff. Evan Neal is a goner. He hasn't played a snap.
Undressable.
Thibodeaux is not going to get a second contract. He's been okay. He's been all right. Not bad. Look, he's a nice player, Thibodeaux. He's a nice player. Nothing, impactful type guy. Mm-hmm. So I got to be honest with you, but here's the thing. If I'm the owner, I'm wiping everybody out. It's like when Santino said in the golf hall, why don't we just wipe everybody out? Why don't we just wipe out? Why don't we just blast whoever's in the car? You know what I mean? So me personally, I'm getting rid of the personnel department. I'm getting rid of most of the scouts.
Are you getting rid of your family members?
My family members, depending on
how
they feel about players.
You're John Mara.
Well, no, wait a minute. I'm the new owner of the team.
No, you're John Mara.
You're John Mara. Yeah, you're John Mara.
Oh, I'm John Mara. Well, I'm still wiping every. Look, can I get rid of family married to my daughter type people? I don't know, but but John, you got to remember two things, right? John Mara's not Italian. I am, which means I'm insane. in my own way. Okay.
Right.
And Italians, feel like if they got to wipe people out, they'll wipe people out.
Yeah,
So
let's go.
So if I was John Mara, I would probably tell my son-in-law, we're not getting it done. So, I put a lot of money in your bank account so you could live off that.
Yes.
Mhm.
My scouts, I all bring them in, and whoever recruited guys like Banks and tell me why. And I throw them out the window.
Let's go.
All these draft picks, I sit down, my scouts and go, what did you see here? Because here's the thing, guys. If I was
you see here,
so here's the thing, it's because if I'm make believe I'm Chris Bisignano, but as John Mara, is that you can't fool me. I know the game. So when the scout comes in and goes, well, Mr. Bisignano or Mr. Mara, we like the way this guy's, he had 10 sacks, 8 sacks in Oregon his last year. Okay, how many different pass rush moves does he have?
Yeah.
What, Mr. Bisignano? Oh, tell me how many pass rush moves he has, because one pass rush move might fly in Oregon. It's not going to fly in this level. So, asshole, tell me how many pass rush moves he has.
Yeah.
Well, we think he has 2. Does he have a dip and rip? Well, no, not really. So, tell me, what is he going to do against a Trent Williams? Trent Williams? Well, wait a minute, Mr. Bisignano. You know Trent Williams? Yeah, asshole. I know everybody in this league.
That's right.
So you get out. Get out.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's
go. So now I got the 2 area scouts. They bring in. What did you see? What did you see in Tate Banks? Well, Mr. Bisignano, he's a pretty solid. He's a solid bump and run guy and this and that. Okay. What's his maturity level like? What?
0.
I'm asking you, is he a mature kid? Have you talked to everybody in Maryland? Have you talked to everybody? Have you talked to his coaches? Have you talked to anybody's teammates? Is he a mature kid? Well, we know he could, we know he says yes sir to people. Oh, really? Okay, because and then you bring these kids in as an owner. You ask me if I'm the owner, so I'm giving the answer, fellas. Am I going too long, fellas?
No,
that's
brother. You're on fire.
Please.
Keep going.
So now, as an owner, Mr. John Mara, God bless him, he's a good man. He's not a street guy. So as an owner, I'm sitting there and I'm bringing these kids in. And they're sitting in front of me. What's up, my man? What you doing? Where you from? Well, from Maryland. I'm from Maryland. Okay. Tell me what you did growing up. Tell me this. You know what I mean? Tell me this. Tell me that. Tell me this. Who'd you hang out with? Really? How many? All right. Tell me how many. How many guys you hung out with got pinched? How many locked up? What? I want to know everything, brother. Because Tate Banks might be the most immature guy I've ever covered.
Wow.
Unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
And I covered Kadarius Toney.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So I'm looking at my scouts, fellas. I'm going to say my scouts who brought him to the general manager said, yeah, we'll take you this kid. I'm going to say, what did you see in this kid that you wanted this guy so bad? You know what I mean?
Right.
Guys, it's all part of the process. It's all part of the process, because what they're doing is not getting it done. I'm going to ask you this question. Since 2012, right? How many Pro Bowl draft picks have the Giants had from rounds 2 to 7?
Oh, God.
Whoa, that's a good question.
One?
Bingo. Who was it?
2012. Was it?
No. From 2012 to 2024. We can't go this year yet. From rounds 2 to 7, how many draft picks? How many Pro Bowls have the Giants that were Pro Bowls for the Giants? Not Xavier McKinney's, that were Pro Bowl players for the Giants. You just said it. Spiro, you said 1. You're right. Just tell me who the player was.
I was gonna say Landon Collins, but I feel like that was.
It was.
Dude, there's Landon.
Landon was a second-round pick. Don't forget, he was a second-round pick.
Yeah.
Jeez, guys,
man, that's terrible.
Enough said.
That's just
mic drop.
I mean, that explains it. That's
never have
the whole story right there.
Oh my God, guys! Of course, man. We can't. We tell Biz we need him for 15 minutes, and he winds up staying an hour with us. All right.
I'm sorry I went on too long.
No, that was one of my favorite bits you've ever done.
You asked me if I was going to be the owner, and you don't want an Italian owner.
He's like, this is my moment.
I need it. We need it. We need it right now.
Because, guys, I would be throwing guys off the second floor window.
That's
right out of my window. I'll be throwing
That's what we need. That's the only way the Giants are going to get better is if someone does that.
I agree,
More
Chris.
of the same.
If you don't, anybody got any questions before we tell Chris see him later?
Oh, I got one last question.
Yeah.
Of course. This is what I do. If you were Joe Schoen, it's a two-part question. If you were Joe Schoen, would you have traded Kayvon Thibodeaux today? Since you said you were not going to sign to a second contract, would you have traded him? Was there a mandate? Was there any kind of mandate to not trade anybody? Because
No, that is not true.
Okay. You had a free
There was
reign?
no mandate. Joe was working the phones today, brother. He was working the phones.
But
He
to
wouldn't even do
acquire
that.
or to trade away?
Acquire.
Yeah. But what about trading away? Like did he have any? Was he trying to trade anybody away? Was he listening? Was anybody calling?
From what I understand, there was one guy maybe was looking to move on from. You can figure it out.
Say no more. We'll talk behind the scenes. But
look,
so would you have traded Kayvon?
Oh,
would you have traded?
Well, what are you giving me? I'm not trading
second.
for nothing.
A second.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah.
A third?
I'd have took a third. At least.
I would have a 2026-3.
Yeah.
Maybe get a player back too.
That's what we were missing. That's the draft pick.
I would look. He's not getting a second contract here.
Right. Then why would we not?
I would think 2. I would do 3. I would think about. I might depending on the team. If the team's gonna be like looks like it'll be a high third round. You know what I mean? Possible.
Yeah. You're right.
I would have to think about the 3. I don't know. I'm not gonna unload him either, but he's a pretty good player. I'm not gonna unload him, but a 2, I would probably take a 2. Yeah.
Guys
were 2-7 the last 3 years.
I know, but we can't keep letting these guys walk for nothing. If you're not going to sign them, like Saquon and like McKinney and like now Kayvon, like why are we not getting anything for these guys? That's another thing that Joe Schoen never does.
But Joe Schoen is safe. But he's safe. He's coming back.
I don't know. I'm not 100% in that. I'm not 100% in that.
What else do you need to see? Like he's not ahead of the game. He's not giving us an advantage. Daboll, none of our coaches are giving us an advantage.
And Dart was a Daboll pick, so you can't even say that Schoen was the reason we got Dart.
And I'm not giving Schoen credit for Neighbors or Carter either. Those are layup picks because you're picking in the top because you suck. Because we suck every year. You're always picking at the top.
Yo. Look at that. It's that time event. It's time event now, Biz.
Yeah, we have to get ours out.
There's a lot of Giants fans. Everybody's venting. I can't blame them, man. Can't blame them.
I'm cool.
If you don't mind, there you go. Biz, tell them where they can find you, my brother, man. Before we put you backstage to talk a little bit more.
At Giant Insider, brother, on X at Giant Insider, and you can watch the podcast at Giant Insider Podcast with me.
Love you, Jerry.
And Jerry Full. And the Magic Cast with me and the voice of the Giants, Bob Papa.
That's right.
Fellas, thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Yes,
appreciate the hell out of it.
Wait backstage, brother. We'll wrap it up in a couple seconds. Hold on a second, brother. Love you, brother, as usual. Guys, man, shout out to the 787 people that are in the building. My goodness gracious. We appreciate all the support, man. You guys are champs. Holy cow, man.
2-7, and the people still show.
Listen, man, when you got good people like the Giant Insider, Chris the Biz, Bisignano, come on, they come outside, man. So they're great for views. Shout out to the Biz, man. Guys, don't forget, man, to hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. It helps us bring in great guests, as you just seen from Chris Biz, the Biz, Bisignano. Comment, guys. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes. Comment there as well. We will see it. We'll highlight it, man. And shout out, man, to our Revivalist of the Year. I didn't see him all day tonight, man. Shout out
He might be in Ireland still.
Oh, that's right. He might be in Ireland, man. Shout out to Bartlett sponsoring the show. And also my guy Max, man. We didn't see him. Revivalist of the Month reigning.
Eli, let me see your shirt.
Oh, by the way, shout out. Oh man, I had to show my son some love. They're moving over to the semifinals. Shout out to
nephew.
The Wagner bowling team. My son bowled a high of 241.
Ooh,
my goodness, he is killing it. The highest today of the team, man, and his new record, by the way. So shout out to my son, man. He's actually killing it. And they got a tough task Thursday. They got to beat Tottenville. Chris knows this. He knows about Tottenville. We got to beat Tottenville. We beat Tottenville, then it's championship. We'll see. But shout out to my son, man.
Hey,
Michael
let's
Bowman.
go.
I think it's funny. I've never seen you or I wear college gear on this show ever, and we did on the same night with no prep.
Isn't it crazy? Well, this is right here. It's high school, man.
That's a high school.
Yeah, that's high
Oh,
school,
it's
man.
just-
Yeah, my
yeah,
son's
yeah.
high school, bro. Yeah,
All right, I'll
yeah.
see myself out. See ya.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah, my son's high school, man. Yeah, he's high school, man. Junior year.
Hey,
Shout out to him, man.
listen, I know Biz will appreciate the Irish sweatshirt, so we'll talk about
Oh,
that.
of course.
We'll talk.
Of
We'll
course.
talk. But guys, man, let's get out of here, man. On behalf of my brothers, man, you guys know who they are. And that's Mr. Glass Half Full, and that's
Speed the genius.
Let's go next. Come on.
let's go.
Wins. Wins. We
And-
need wins.
We need it, especially New York. We need this New York revival. And of course, my brother with the big cojones. He's amazing, trailblazing, the humor god himself. El Jefe is in the building. And of course, your boy, Eli Rax, aka Vibes. We see you guys on the next one. Peace and blessings. Yes, sir.
New York's revival, I'm in the building.
Let's go.
Live with the Woodward Roll!
Let's go.
Let's go.